Hello, wonderful people. Good afternoon from Dhaka, Bangladesh. Today it's a rainy day outside. It's kind of gloomy, and so am I. I'm not in the best frame of mind, but I decided to do this. But this is not gonna really affect the review. I'm gonna just put the usual, uh, the way I do reviews, the way I feel about fragrance. I'm gonna follow the same footsteps, and I'm gonna try to give you what I really got from this perfume. And I have an official decant from one of my brothers who purchased it from Fragrancebd, the Fragrance Bangladesh page, which is owned by Papa Pantho Bhai and also Tanzir Shubho Bhai. So they actually decanted this perfume for the first time in Bangladesh, and they sent it from overseas. So this is the decant of Jeremy's Office for Men. And as far as I understand, this is the newer batches. It could be the first batch as well. I'm not sure. So I'm just guessing. But what I understand, it's not major. How to say major differences. There shouldn't be major difference between first bottle or second bottle. The fragrance shouldn't be like so far away. So basically this is Office for Men. I got information, this is the newer batches, newer bottles, so I'm going to be reviewing this. It's on my hand and it's on the paper. Since yesterday I was checking the ultimate longevity, and I'll first spray this and I'll talk about it. Jeremy's Office for Men. So a few things, of course you guys know that I feel certain way about his channel now, him and the perfumes, but the thing is I decided not to bring those too much out there. But this is one of the fragrances, one of the YouTube reviewers who came out with this perfume. Before that, I think there was Kerosene, who also was a reviewer, and then he turned out to be a perfumer. So in this case, Jeremy is not the perfumer, Alberto Morias is, and this is German brand basically, because Jeremy is from Germany and he is the biggest subscriber base on the fragrance community. Obviously he has the most views. Then he just released the perfume, and then the marketing, the way it went, it was like very controversial. The way I decided I was not going to buy this or review it, but I decided I would. The brother who bought this, he said, brother, this is a gift from me to you, you can keep it and review it. I said, no, I'll just review it, I'll return it back. So I wore it a little bit, and I will tell you one thing, like, this is initial impression, okay, what I got. And the funny story is the brother didn't want to tell me what he's giving me. He said, I want you to sniff it, close your eyes, blind sniffing, and tell me what you think about this. I didn't know what he was going to spray. He did, and I smelled it. I remember first impression was I was not overwhelmed. I thought this is a kind of like a fragrance is not trying to go out there. It's not trying to radiate that much. It's not trying to be very loud or obnoxious like many fragrances. I have few fragrances lined up that I'm going to show you, which I feel is relevant to this. You can get those as well. So the fragrance price, I believe it was like $180 retail, and then sometimes it was $200 plus $220. So prices were like very, very high. This is not a niche brand. This is a you cannot call this a celebrity perfume because he's not a celebrity, he's a YouTube reviewer. So it's YouTube reviewers perfume. So the fragrance, no one had any samples. Let me tell you how I feel about that. No samples were sent to any reviewers. People had to blind buy, and then because they supposed to put the trust in Jeremy, because he said this is the best perfume like ever. This is the best. Even the fragrances he reviewed on his channel, those are not best. This is the best. So Prada L'Homme, Dylan Blue, and rest of them, didn't come close to this as far as he said. And then he reviewed it and he kept building up, and when people got it, many people were happy, many people were not. So I never smelled it. Other people smelled it, so I didn't want to review it without sniffing it or commenting on it before sniffing it. So what I sniffed for the first time when the brothers sprayed on me, I remember I said, oh, okay, what is that? I was not like, wow, what did I smell? So first impression was like, oh, I was not overwhelmed without knowing what it is. I said, does it have like some musk base or some lemon or some bergamot? I'm smelling them. It's kind of like, first thing that came to my mind was Hachivat by Nishan, which is a good thing because Hachivat or like Aventus colognes, so Aventus clones, they have this nice sort of a musky, ambergris, lemony, citrus thing going on. This one gave me the vibe, but much more toned down. So perhaps we were sitting in the car in the AC, it was blowing, so perhaps this fragrance needs heat because it smells like a fresh perfume. But I remember I couldn't tell what it was. Then he told me, after guessing, he told me that this is Jeremy's perfume. So I'm like, oh, okay. And I'm like, okay, this smells like very familiar. And even without knowing what it is, it didn't blow me away. So that was my initial impression. So this fragrance, I believe it's a very common DNA, is done to safety. Alberto Morias did it in such a way that's what's popular today. Ambroxan, kind of like a lemony sort of a feel, like something like in lines of Dior Sauvage, Aventus Cologne, Elysium. This is what they created. But longevity was pretty good when I wrote it on the paper. Longevity was around like 6 to 7 hours. Okay, 6 to 7 hours. So longevity is not bad, but the price point, it's for price point, I'll tell you, this fragrance you can get much better than this if you're just looking for longevity. But that's just my opinion on my wearing. The retail price on this, I believe, should have been half of it what's being offered for. So if it was going for somewhere like $80-$85 for effort there, for the the venture a fragrance reviewer did, this fragrance actually deserved that price tag, $95. And one thing Jeremy always reviewed, he got popular by reviewing designer perfumes, and he came out with a niche perfume. The name I'm not very big fan of, Office Date. It sounds like very not really creative. It's just like blah. All right, so the name is kind of like not really happening. Bottle was very ugly, the first one that came out. Some reviewers were pressurized to say nice things, even if they criticized it. They were super nice. A few reviewers from UK, some reviewers from States. No one really gave their honest like how they actually feel, or in a very like like how to say, sarcastic way, because they were scared because he's influencer. So I think the fragrance, it's like you can get better deal than this. It smells very fresh, pleasant, ambroxan, but very boring, honestly, to my nose. I remember reviewing Hachivat. It didn't blow me away. It's a nice fragrance, everybody loves it, but that one compared to this, it's beast mode. If you buy that for about less price than this, you're gonna get much better performance, much better presentation. It's a niche house from Turkey. That and this, somewhere in similar lines. So Jeremy's Office for Men smells like it's a designer release. Honestly speaking, it has quality to it, but it's not up to the quality of niche fragrances, in my opinion. It's high-end designer Tom Ford would make, like a Tom Ford Grey Vetiver, those level higher end designer. This smells like that. So the prices should have been around 120 maximum US dollars. Then it would be a great bargain because it has good performance. It would be good for office. Everybody would like it. It's not obnoxious. It doesn't have any sort of interesting like a turn somewhere that is gonna be like wow, like what you smell in Aventus. At some point people ask you what are you wearing, because that smoky pineapple, the birch leaves comes out, people go like what are you wearing. So the wow factor is missing in this one. So pretty much I'll show you some fragrances that I like over this one, and in terms of pricing, I think you can get these, you're gonna get much better deal. Let me show you one fragrance, Bentley Momentum Unlimited. This is one of my latest releases, latest purchase. I really love this fragrance, very aquatic, ozonic, has good performance on it. Not very heavy, lighter compared to Jeremy's perfume, but the fragrance is really cheap. You can get it for $30, $35. So this is one I will show you. The purpose is not to show you like a substitute, but I'm just showing you what else is out there. Some of the reviewers perhaps shown it, but just showing you recent days whatever I have discovered. Le Majeur Dizé by Issey Miyake. This is a great fragrance for office, very safe, cooling, very interesting smell as well, kind of peppery, kind of cooling, metallic-y, citrusy, orange kind of smell. Then I would say this is a great bargain. That is Bentley, another one, Bentley Momentum Intense. This is Carolina Herrera in another bottle, but much better longevity. You can get double the performance of CH Men. Then some of the other ones I would show you from niche house, Mansera Cedrat Boise. This is what a bargain this is. Now you can get this under $100, 120 ml. This fragrance lasts all day. It has that fruity aspect, lemon, pineapple, sweet. It has some leather, which is sweet as well. This is compliment garner, to say the least. Then let me show you the other ones. Mont Blanc Explorer. Yes, I would compare that to Jeremy's perfume because both of them are kind of like Aventus like. This is, people say Sauvage plus Aventus, but I get more Aventus-y feel. This also smells like a little bit Sauvage, little bit Aventus-ish feel, but this is way cheaper. You can get 100 ml of this for now about $55. Prada L'Homme, Jeremy's own recommendation. I think this is a really, really good perfume. Lasts very long time. Indoors, it has a iris, it has a clean, fresh, watery notes, and then the fragrance is really lovely. Honestly speaking, Prada L'Homme is one of the best bets you can get for office. Then let me show you the big hitters. Dior Sauvage. Cannot beat Dior Sauvage. You can get a 200 ml of this in Bangladesh for $100. Okay, that is 200 ml, double the juice for almost half the price. Okay, so Dior Sauvage again, Jeremy's hype. Then two big guns, I would say, if you really want to go niche and spend that kind of money, you should go this way: Aventus Cologne and Rosada Velicium. People say stuff like, these are not worth it, these are just name you're paying for. No, 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 no. These fragrances have development. They have natural ingredients. They don't smell synthetic. They do not smell like boring. You might say Aventus Cologne is the new hype, but many of the people hate it without testing it. Trust me, guys, forget about this juice being mature, keeping it there for years. Who's going to wait for that? You use this kind of fragrances, you smell it, you see there is difference in quality. I mean, the amounts spent on these fragrances are actually, let's say, even if they use Ambrox instead of ambergris, this is very, very natural smelling, fruity kind of scent. So I'm not trying to put Jeremy down. Obviously, like, kudos to him for coming out with perfume. It's I took comments from my group members. They said I sniffed it, liked it, but didn't buy it because it's overpriced. Simple. Everybody say the same thing. So conclusion is the fragrance is nice. It's good. How good? I would say like Dylan Blue good. Honestly speaking, when I smell it, Dylan Blue good with little bit more natural smelling ambergris sort of feel that you get from some niche perfume, but you can actually compare and see that this is high-end designer rather than high-end niche. So smell is good. Longevity is okay, not bad. Longevity is good, like what you get from Dylan Blue Sauvage. Perhaps you'll get with this one, but that's about it. Third one is the presentation, the bottle. I do not like the bottle. The bottle looks like something that's released from Zara. The first one came out with a toilet paper roll. So I'm not gonna go like Fragrance Bros the way he roasted him, but I am not fan of paying so much money and then you get to pay so much money and then you get very little in return. If you see Xerjoff, if you see Rojada, you pay money and you get like Amouage, you get quality bottles. Okay, you get quality presentation of the box and that. Jeremy, if you are charging so much money, you should give that sort of presentation so people will be happy that yes, I paid that extra $100 for the presentation, like a box, like a skull or something. That would be pretty dope. I would actually say then it's worth it if it comes with that. But for the fragrance itself, the price is too high. It's just my opinion. Versatility, you can wear this almost all year round, but it will be good for summertime, indoors, office, just like the name. So I have no complaints against the perfume. Get it right? The fragrance is nice, but it's just nice. It's not a masterpiece. There are thousands other fragrance out there, and if I am ever gonna make a top 10 office whatever, it may make the list, no problem. But would I suggest to my viewers who actually are looking for safe perfume, a safe perfume you shouldn't buy for 200 something dollars or less around there, just to get subpar with what you get in Sauvage, Dylan Blue, or if you're going to spend that kind of money, get a Viking, get a Creed Viking, any other perfumes that would be actually a real niche house. You'll get the proper ingredients. So this price should have been around $120 retail, and for like if it goes for discounters, perhaps under $100. That would be a great bargain. So that would be a very, very good pointer for this fragrance. But just one thing to finish. The way the marketing has been done on this fragrance, he reviewed his own perfume and he called it the best. I felt, with all due respect, I felt like you should let others decide. You should give your product if you're really confident, like I am happy with the product and it's really that good. You should give it to reviewers without influencing or anything, like being there or telling them what you feel about it. Let them do individual independent review, like Steven or any other, Sebastian Zara. Send them a bottle instead of small sample. Send them a bottle out of courtesy, because these are big reviewers. These people have content, like thousands of contents. I consider reviewers who have huge number of content, number of years they're working for, I consider them to be big reviewers. Mark, send a bottle to Mark. Let's see what he thinks about it. Honestly, Steven, instead of giving them like a spray, that would be great if all the major reviewers got a sample at least, to review independently or could tell without offending Jeremy. So I feel that's about it. That marketing could have been done better. I was not a very big fan of the marketing, and I wish him all the best. I like Jeremy. I always supported him. He did a lot of things for community. He made fragrances a worldwide product. Everybody got to know about perfumes, love it. The hype went. He's the one who actually did it in a mass scale, like a marketing level. He did great, but reviewers like Mark, Steven, like great reviewers, Sebastian, Zara, Carlos, uh, all these reviewers, they also work very hard. So perhaps, like if they got a chance to do the reviews, I would actually love to see their take. I did not really buy the 3-4 reviewers coming together and then they're saying like, oh, it's nice, it's nice. No one actually was coming out and say, they said I like it. Any of them bought it? No one bought it with their own money, because people know that they have much better option out there. So anyway, in the end of the day, if you're a fan of Jeremy, it's your money where you're gonna put. But trying from what I'm sniffing here, I would not keep the decant also, because I have a lot of fragrances to choose from, and this fragrance will get lost in rotation even if I had it. So it's up to you what you're gonna do. But for me, it's a pass. It's a nice fragrance. It's good. It's a try, but not a must buy. That's my review for Office for Man initial impression. I just let you know what I felt overall campaign, the product, the smell, and value wise. Everybody take care. Do let me know. Even if I get hates and stuff, it's okay, no problem. Even if I get dislikes, it's all right. I wanted to do an honest review. Everybody take care. Have a very nice day. Bye bye.